Let's make a cotton candy Alani with cotton candy cold foam.
Pink slush Dirty Alani. It's literally like a snow cone in a cup.
A strawberry white chocolate Alani.
We're gonna be making another Dirty Alani with white chocolate.
I have one every single morning.
Make a Dirty Alani.
Okay, 1 cup of sugar.
I'm gonna add my cotton candy first.
What if I told you that thousands of people are starting their mornings by mixing a controversial energy drink with flavored syrups, marshmallow fluff, and other add-ins, and calling it self-care? Social media feeds are being hijacked by a beverage trend that takes an already extreme energy drink and turns it into a high-sugar science experiment. You've probably seen the videos. The ice, the pastel-colored cans, the dramatic pour of heavy cream swirling into a carbonated energy drink. And for some people, it has become a non-negotiable, twice-a-day daily addiction. But beneath the perfectly lit TikTok aesthetic lies a chaotic combination of ingredients that has some people in shock. Today, we're breaking down the Dirty Alani phenomenon. We're going to cover what these strange concoctions actually are, why the internet is suddenly obsessed with drinking them, the reality of what you're actually putting into your body, the health and caffeine concerns, and why TikTok absolutely refuses to let us just drink normal beverages anymore. Stick around because by the end of this video, you might look at your morning energy boost entirely differently. Let's get right into it.
Cotton candy Alani with cotton candy cold foam.
To understand a Dirty Alani, you first have to understand the two separate trends that collided to create this monster. First, you have Alani Nu. This is a wildly popular, aggressively marketed energy drink brand known for its brightly colored cans and candy-inspired flavors like Cosmic Stardust, Cherry Slush, and Breezeberry. It's marketed heavily to women and the fitness community as a clean, zero-sugar pre-workout or daily pick-me-up. But it is no stranger to massive controversy. If you've been on TikTok recently, you've probably seen the absolute hysteria surrounding the Alani rat scandal. Multiple viral videos exposed users allegedly finding dead mice floating at the bottom of their cans, sparking internet panic, legal debates, and allegations.
We're just gonna rip the Band-Aid off. Found a dead mouse in the bottom of my Alani can. 3/4 of it. I drank it. Yeah. Drank it. I'm pouring it out and I'm like, why does it feel like there's still so much in it? It's so heavy. I feel a little thud. It's in the bottom of this one. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna just show you a little. I'm like so scared.
Second, you have the dirty soda trend. Originating in Utah, where large populations abstain from alcohol and coffee, dirty sodas involve taking a standard soda, like Diet Coke or Dr. Pepper, and spiking it with flavored syrups, fruit purees, and coffee creamer or heavy whipping cream. A Dirty Alani is where those two worlds collide. You take a glass of ice, pour in a candy-flavored Alani Nu energy drink, and pump in a mix of brightly colored flavored syrups topped off with some form of creamer. But it doesn't stop there. People are taking this to absolute extremes, mixing in things like powdered drink mixes, birthday cake creamer, pink cotton candy cold foam, actual cotton candy, and even giant globs of marshmallow fluff right into their cups.
Lining your cup with marshmallow cream, it really does make it taste that much better. You have to try it this way.
I'm gonna use a little bit of this edible glitter. Top it with your cotton candy cold foam.
Start off by adding Starbucks birthday cake pop creamer. Top it off, I'm gonna be using Paris Hilton's cotton candy cold foam creamer.
Now I'm gonna be adding some white chocolate.
The result? A carbonated, caffeinated, hyper-sweet beverage that looks like a melted milkshake. What is the weirdest drink combination you have ever mixed together? Let me know in the comments.
Let's make the best Dirty Alani.
I'm gonna be making a purple cotton candy unicorn Dirty Alani.
Attempting to make a Dirty Alani. I saw this on TikTok and I'm gonna try it. I don't know how it's gonna turn out because Alanis are already sweet enough.
If mixing heavy cream with a carbonated sour apple energy drink sounds like a recipe for a stomachache, you aren't alone. So why is everyone drinking them? Energy drinks are notoriously sharp, acidic, and highly carbonated. They have a bite. Adding heavy cream can aid in neutralizing that acidity. It rounds out the flavor, making a harsh energy drink taste smoother and dessert-like.
A grape Laffy Taffy Alani. That looks so pretty. It's giving candy vibes.
We are living in the era of the little treat. People are stressed, exhausted, and looking for tiny moments of dopamine in their day. A plain can of energy drink feels utilitarian, but a custom mixed, aesthetic, creamy, layered beverage, that feels like an experience.
You guys want a nice gourmet little energy drink?
Look at this color.
This is so fun with the plastic cups and the lid because it's the experience, I swear.
Do you have a daily little treat beverage you rely on to get through the workday?
The most delicious drink to have in the morning. I make this concoction every single morning.
Whether it's coffee, an energy drink, or tea, how much would you say you spend on drinks a week? And let's be honest, a plain black coffee doesn't stop someone from scrolling. But when a creator pops the tab off a colorful Alani can, pours it over pebbled, good ice, pumps bright, colorful syrups in, and drizzles thick white cream into a vibrant soda, it is visual and auditory catnip for the algorithm.
Look at that color. So pretty.
That looks so cute. What?
It is engineered specifically for short-form video retention. But while it might look amazing on camera, we need to ask what happens once the camera stops rolling and you actually drink the whole thing. Do you drink energy drinks for the actual energy, or are you just drinking them because they taste good at this point? And if you're fascinated or maybe slightly horrified by the wild food and drink trends taking over the internet, hit subscribe for more videos like this.
Really sweet, but the pink color is so pretty.
This is where the illusion completely shatters. Let's start with the ultimate irony of the brand itself. It's called Alani Nu, with Nu literally being short for nutrition, yet it has become the foundation for a drink that is anything but nutritious. Alani Nu markets itself heavily on being a better-for-you option. The cans proudly boast that they have 0 sugar, just 10 calories, and are packed with B vitamins. People buy them thinking they are making a healthy, fitness-aligned choice, but when you make it dirty, that illusion shatters. Let's look at one Dirty Alani recipe: a grape cotton candy dragon fruit bucket. 1 can of purple cotton candy Alani Nu has 10 calories, 200 milligrams of caffeine, and is artificially sweetened with sucralose and acesulfame potassium. Then 1 ounce of dragon fruit syrup is added, which adds 90 calories and 22 grams of added sugar. Then comes 4 ounces of heavy cream, which adds 400 calories. Half an ounce of blue raspberry syrup is added, which adds 45 calories and 11.5 grams of added sugar, along with FDC Blue No. 1 food coloring. You just took a 10-calorie drink and turned it into a 545-calorie beverage loaded with 33.5 grams of added sugar and multiple different forms of artificial sweeteners. And I already know someone is going to say, well, that's a bucket, of course. So here's another breakdown for one in an actual cup instead. Let's take this tropical flavored drink here. It starts with 2 full pumps of strawberry syrup, which has 80 calories, 19 grams of added sugar, and red 40 food coloring. Then a strawberry sunrise Alani is added, which has 15 calories, 200 milligrams of caffeine, and is artificially sweetened. Next up is 75 milliliters of coconut cream coffee mate, which adds in 175 calories and 25 grams of sugar. A fruit punch powdered drink mix adds in 5 calories, 2 different artificial sweeteners, and 2 food coloring dyes. What started as a can of Alani turned into 275 calories and 44 grams of added sugar. This means there's even more added sugar fit into this drink than the bucket drink. And don't forget the concoction of artificial sweeteners and food dyes. After going over these measured examples, let's be a bit realistic, as most people aren't actually measuring their portions of syrup or cream or any other add-ins. They're just eyeballing it or winging it.
Also gonna add a dash of strawberry. Really don't know how to measure this.
I literally just eyeball it.
Probably just the rest of this.
You are no longer drinking an energy drink. You are drinking a highly caffeinated milkshake for breakfast that can quickly become a daily sugar rush you rely on.
I'm trying to do better on my sugar.
Let's talk about what happens inside your body when you drink a Dirty Alani, because it is a biochemical roller coaster. A single can of Alani Nu contains 200 milligrams of caffeine. To put that into perspective, a standard cup of coffee has about 95 milligrams. A can of Red Bull has 80 milligrams. 200 milligrams is a massive jolt to your central nervous system. When consumed rapidly, because these creamy drinks are incredibly easy to chug, it can lead to anxiety, heart palpitations, jitteriness, and a spike in cortisol, which is your body's stress hormone. And here is the most alarming part. The colorful, candy-like marketing heavily appeals to teenagers, even if the brand claims it doesn't directly intend to. Tragically, one 17-year-old actually passed away after making drinking these heavily caffeinated drinks a daily habit, a case I discuss in much more depth in my other video on energy drinks. It raises a terrifying psychological question about dependency. If a 17-year-old already feels like they need 2 of these massive 200-milligram caffeine bombs a day just to function, what happens when they go to college? What happens when they enter a demanding career? Will their tolerance be so completely blown out that they feel like they need 3 or 4 of these just to make it through a standard day? Are we conditioning an entire generation to run on absolute overdrive? Now, combine that with an extreme caffeine jolt from a hit of refined liquid sugar from the syrups, marshmallow fluff, sprinkles, and cold foams. Your blood sugar spikes quickly. Later, the biological bill comes due. Your blood sugar plummets. The caffeine wears off. The result? A midday energy crash, brain fog, irritability, and an overwhelming craving to go mix up another drink just to feel normal again. So your body is simultaneously experiencing a massive stimulant response from the caffeine and a blood sugar spike from the add-ins. It's the opposite of wellness. Have you ever experienced the dreaded caffeine shakes from a trendy drink? Which drink was the culprit?
Ooh, a Dirty Alani.
This brings us to the ultimate question. Why does this keep happening? First, it was WaterTok, which was basically turning water into Skittles juice. I have a chaotic video on that trend you have to watch next. Now it's Dirty Alani's. TikTok has fundamentally changed how we view liquids. We have reached a point in American consumer culture where plain, simple nourishment is viewed as a chore. If a drink doesn't entertain our eyes with swirling colors, entertain our ears with clinking ice, and entertain our dopamine receptors with hyper-sweet flavors, we deem it boring. We aren't drinking to nourish our bodies anymore. We're drinking to entertain our brains. Social media thrives on recipes, hacks, and modifications. You can't just go viral by opening a can and drinking it. You have to build something. You have to show a process. TikTok has gamified our daily routines, turning a simple 8 a.m. caffeine fix into a multi-step craft project. On the internet, what you drink has become a personality trait. The Stanley cup you carry, the specific colored energy drink you buy, the complicated syrup order you request, these are all visual signals of who you are and what aesthetic you belong to. You might not be able to afford the luxury car, the designer clothes, or the $10,000 vacation you see influencers flaunting on your For You page, but a couple of bucks on making a customized Dirty Alani, that's more in reach. By participating in a drink trend, people gain an instant sense of belonging to a broader digital community. It is a low-cost badge of lifestyle identity. On that same note, though, there are videos of influencers with separate mini fridges for their Alanis, topped with stocked-up syrups, foams, straws, sprinkles, and other add-ins, turning a trend into a larger lifestyle investment. Brands know this. Syrup companies, cup manufacturers, and energy drink brands are quietly thrilled by the Dirty Alani trend because it drives up multi-product consumption.
Like, look how cute. And I got a new nugget ice maker, and I'm so excited because we're going to try it out for the first time.
I made this yesterday and it was so good, but I made it in a glass jar and I was waiting for my cups to come in, and I already know it's gonna taste better in this plastic cup.
Everything you could possibly need for this.
You're not just buying a drink anymore, you're buying a lifestyle kit. What's your take? Why are we so obsessed with turning basic beverages into multi-step concoctions that prioritize aesthetics over health?
Look how gorgeous that looks.
Let me know your theory in the comments. The Dirty Alani trend is the perfect metaphor for modern internet food culture. It takes something marketed as healthy and sugar-free, wraps it in a pastel aesthetic, and secretly loads it up with the exact sugars and fats the consumer allegedly was originally trying to avoid. It proves that at the end of the day, a lot of us don't actually want clean energy. We want a dessert that we don't have to feel guilty about. This video isn't about shaming you if you love a Dirty Alani. Enjoying a sweet cream creamy, fizzy drink every now and then is completely fine. The danger is when these hyper-palatable, artificially sweetened, caffeinated drinks become our default daily hydration. It shows us how far we are willing to push our taste buds, how deeply we rely on sugar and caffeine for emotional regulation, and how effortlessly social media can alter what we view as normal. Are Dirty Alanis a fun, harmless way to romanticize your morning routine? Or are they proof that our addiction to hyper-sweet, hyper-caffeinated treats has completely spiraled out of control? Let the debate begin in the comments below. If you made it to the end, hit the hype button if you're watching on your phone, and make sure to like and subscribe.